and wait for everybody to come and catch up. So Caroline waiting with the red flag for the 600s. As Lottie Scarpa's out of the way of the 1000s. And away they go. And I'm thinking that is Wood, who's not made the best of starts there. I think that Matt Whitney might have got the jump on there. Again, for those of you who are new to racing, the yellow guys with the rookie vests are the 1000s, and the orange ones belong to the 600s, who now get underway. And I think our pole position man has definitely made the most of that. I think it's James Lord running away at the front there, isn't it, Bradley?
I think you could well be right on that one then. James Lord on the number 4 to Triumph, then away at the front of this one then. You see, it looks like one of the green. It could well be a ZX6 that's trying to go around the outside. Third place at the moment, looking for second, but no room this time as the riders make their way round first corner of Redgate, then on towards Hollywood and Cranico for the first time. Of course, this is a 9-lap race for these guys. It will be 8 laps later on in the afternoon for the second half of the programme there, as the rookie 1000s now make their way in towards this second sector, and it's the 812 machine of it's Whitney, isn't it? Matt Whitney, who was third on the grid then. So Matthew Whitney then moves up a couple of positions in the first half of this opening lap, then down this exhibition straight, then in towards the Robert chicane very shortly indeed. But Matthew Whitney then showing as leading the race at this stage. We're keeping our eyes peeled on the exit of the Robert chicane then, and it is indeed the all-black Yamaha R1 leading the way. Ben Wood up next, ahead of the 243 machine. Of course, 243 there is, let's have a look then, Tony Legales. So good stuff there for Tony Legales there. Of course, on the timing screen here showing up as Whitney moving up 27 positions, Legales moving up 19. That's a little bit different. But,
yeah, I don't think I'm going to believe everything I'm reading on the internet there, that's for sure.
So Whitney had
Dan Chambers made up 9 places either.
No, Whitney's moved up 2 positions from third on the grid up into the race lead. Ben Wood stays where he is. Legales has moved up 2 positions as well. Dan Chamberlain's moved up a few positions as well. Alex Gianni, who started 6th on the grid, has moved up 1 despite showing his dropping 4. Wells, Driscoll, Rees, Mansford and Morgan. So we do have 10 rookie 1000s out there on circuit. And the 600s then next across the line. It's Lord leading Aaron Hickman, and is that James Eggington then?
James Eggington, yep.
James Eggington also in the rookie mini twins as well.
He was indeed, yeah. So he's getting a lot of track time for his time. And again, I'm not believing everything I see on the internet there, because it's showing James Lord as having lost 4 places, but having started on pole and come across the lap and the line in the lead, I'm not quite sure that's particularly accurate either. Hopefully it'll all sort itself out, because Tom Braystock definitely hasn't made up 14 places either, as the leaders in the 1000s come across the line, and it is Paul Whitney who is heading, Matt Whitney, sorry, who's heading away. Dan Chamberlain, though, he has definitely made up 2 places on that lap, because he went past on Ben Wood and Tony Legales. He turns in a 14.819, and he's now quite off in pursuit of his championship rival, Matt Whitney there. So Cover Boy looking to make up for yesterday's mistake. A little bit of a change there as Aaron Hickman suddenly makes up a couple of places, 3 places in fact, goes past James Eggington. And we lost somebody there, have we?
Mansford. They're coming across the line now then. So we do have a few of the slower 1000s getting into the mix now in the mid-pass of the 600s. No, once that 2 laps complete, so we'll call it 1.5 laps, but by the time our leaders would have gone by. So you're right, Whitney now ahead of Dan Chamberlain, who moves up a couple of positions and sets the fastest lap of the race at the end of the first flying lap. Nobody besides Chamberlain has gone sub 1 minute 16. In fact, Chamberlain's the only one who's done a 15, in fact done a 14.819.
Well, the lap record we're going to be looking at here is, so we are talking a lot about lap records today, because it is one of those days where we seem to be getting quite a few set, and it is from last year. It's 12.113, so we are still a couple of seconds away from Duncan Bedwell's lap record as they come across the line once again. And that is Whitney from Chamberlain from Wood, 1.3 seconds covering them. Let's have a look. Is anybody doing anything special? No, not particularly. It's a yellow. This shows you how you can't really trust it, because it's a yellow lap for Chamberlain, but it's a green lap for Whitney and Wood. But Chamberlain's is the fastest of the 3 laps, so that just shows you how it's very difficult to take these things as a definite guide. Looking down the order as the 600s come over the line, no change there. It is still Hickman from Lord, from Eggington, from Tufnell, Braystock, Elliott, who goes past on Coombs there to claim a place. So a little bit of a change a bit further back, but it's not going to make any difference to proceedings at this stage. Just having a quick look at the championship there, Bradley, coming into this round, and I know this has all changed since yesterday. In the thousands, Dan Chamberlain led Ben Wood by 70 points, and Nathan Thompson was a further 34 behind. In the 600s, it's Aaron Hickmott who leads the way from Paul Coombs by 38 points. James Lord behind him. So this is, they're all adapting to different circuits in different ways, it seems, to these 600s. I think everybody's got their own favourite circuit where they're quick. It's just who can string it together for a season, really. Looks like some more changes. I think that maybe Hickmott has gone past on the slower 1000cc machine there of Rees, looking at the way the lights went out down the back, because there's lots of chopping and changing. Down the back there, Morgan and Manchester, they're continuing their own personal battle, but those guys a longish way off the pace there, so I think we're going to be seeing them get lapped very shortly. Let's see in there, mate.
That's the leaders of the rookie 600s coming across the line. Yeah, it's still Hickmott from Lord then. They both make up a couple of positions on circuit, but remain as they were in class. Aaron Hickmott, the number 153 Kawasaki, still leads James Lord on that number 40 Triumph. James Eggington then, he's got a rookie 1000 between himself and James Lord, but it's around about 2.5 seconds between himself and the man in second in class. Rookie 1000s making the way up through Schwantz and on towards McLean's then, in towards this second sector. We'll get the lights in just a second, and it's Whitney from Chamberlain from Wood this time. It's shown as Chamberlain now leading the way from Whitney. So Dan Chamberlain, bike number 87 on that GSXR 750 then, shown as leading the race then. Not sure where he made the move then, but the good news is that he has done it now. And Matt Whitney, well, he's been chased now. He's doing the chasing then. The gap was 0.3 of a second here, and interestingly enough, they are both yellow in this first sector, as is everybody in that top four. PB there for Yianni. Looks like Wells has just been relegated to position on circuit by Hickmott and Lord, as the leaders of the rookie 1000s come across the line. And Chamberlain has a 1.5 second advantage. It's a slow lap there for Whitney in relative terms, at 1 minute 17.4. It's about 1.7 seconds slower than his personal best. Ben Wood, Tony the Galles, third and fourth. Tony the Galles 11 seconds away from that battle for the podium. Next up is the number 14 machine of Alex Yianni. Then we get to the first of the 600s. 1.5 seconds is the gap between Aaron Hickmott and James Lord. James Eggington still there in third place in class, but one thing that he may not have reckoned with is number 75 of Alex Tufnell, less than 1/10 of a second behind him for that final podium position, Keith.
I'd say the other interesting one is that Dan Chamberlain would really like the checkered flag to go out in this order, because Dan Chamberlain will pick up 25 points and Matt Whitney will earn his 20 points, no two ways about that. But what it is I've just had a quick look at the entry list, and Matt Whitney hasn't scored any points this year at all, so this is his first race with us. I look to his hometown, this is Nottingham, so basically just down the road. So
there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a local circuit for Matt Whitney, and what a great local circuit to have. So I wonder if he's only joining us for this race, but if he can cost Ben Wood an extra 4 points, that could work out nicely for Dan Chamberlain, who will be only too happy to take any advantage he can get as he comes across the line now, leading by 1.5 seconds over the aforementioned Mr. Whitney, with Ben Wood about 0.8 of a second or so behind him. Waiting for Tony Legales to come across the line there in that fourth place, which he duly does in the Kawasaki. And then we've got Alex Yianni still. Well, Alex's problem at the moment is that Aaron Hickmott's just gone past him, so is James Lord, as they continue their good little battle there. And
Tufnell now ahead of Eggington, third in the 600.
Yeah, good spot.
So Tufnell now ahead by 1.8 seconds. And we've got a good battle coming across the line here. Looks like we've got 3 of the 600s, 1 of the 1000s just coming across the line there, as Chamberlain makes his way around Schwantz and McLean's and on towards this second sector then. So the sector times, the lights will be coming with us very shortly indeed, and it's both yellow for Chamberlain, Whitney and Wood. And having a look further down the order then, good battles there, especially for between Aymer, Rees, Cannons and Elliott. That's the one that we mentioned coming across the line then. We've got 3 600s and 1000cc machine there. That's Monty Aymer ahead of Rees, Cannons and the 888 machine of Kurt Elliott, as the race leader makes his way out of Robert Chicane and across the front straight once more. 2 laps to go then, so we are on to the penultimate lap then for the LMW contractors, rookie 600s and rookie 1000s. Then the 1000s across the line, then 7 laps down, and it's a 1 second advantage for Dan Chamberlain over the number 812 Yamaha of Matt Whitney. Then it's the 85 Yamaha of Ben Wood, 0.7 of a second behind Whitney, so he's there or thereabouts, but not quite close enough to make an overtaking move at the moment. Tony the Galles then 17 seconds adrift then, but 3.4 seconds ahead of the first of our rookie 600 riders. Aaron Hickmott with a 0.8 of a second advantage over James Lord, who James there closed the gap by about a quarter of a second on that lap. Alex Tufnell, Alex Yanni, James Eggington. So Eggington just losing touch of the number 75 machine of Alex Tufnell as they make their way onto the penultimate lap then. Further down the order, Brastock, Wells, Preston, Cannons, Amer, Elliott, Coombs, Rees, Driscoll next across the line, 8th in the thousands ahead of the number 916 machine of Adam Fruin and the 511 bike of Barrett. So Barrett then rounding out the overall top 20. Next up is number 20. It's the chicane once more then, so it is still showing as all yellow inside the top 3 for the first sectors for Dan Chamberlain, Matt Whitney and Ben Wood. That gap between Whitney and Wood holding station pretty much there, closed up by 0.2 of a second. So the gap between the first 3 as we go on to the final lap then is 1.3 seconds between Chamberlain, Whitney and Wood with less than 2 miles to go.
Okay, just waiting for him to come round then to say hello to the checkered flag. As they go round, and yeah, it is indeed Chamberlain leading the way from Whitney, Wood, Gallows, but Lord done a great job there to get up to 5th place overall, ahead of Hickmott. So he's obviously to take that lead from Aaron. They're only 0.3 of a second apart. Of course, he will know who the rival is, because the good thing about having the yellow vest and the orange vest is that it's very hard. It's not difficult to tell who exactly you're racing against. Looks like Dan Chamberlain, is not giving up and extending that lead a little bit too. He goes purple in sector 1. His best lane got the fastest lap of the race of 14.8. I wonder if we'll go a little bit quicker on this particular lap. But Matt Whitney, fair play, has gone with him there. He goes green in sector 1 as well. As they come across the line now, it is going to be Dan Chamberlain. And Dan does do a 14.668 for a personal best, but it is Matt Whitney who comes across with a 14.634. However, the important thing for Chamberlain is that he holds off Ben Wood there. So Ben in 3rd place will take the 16 points. With a second and a half gap to him. Tony Gallows should be the next of the thousands across the line, but these guys on the 600 do a fantastic job because James Lord comes across the line. Look at that pace. He's went into the 15s every single lap, and he's overcome the 19s that obviously that Gallows is doing. He finishes 4th in class, but Lord, Hickmott and Tufnell is your order in the 600s. Fantastic stuff from those guys. James Eggington up next. Tom Braystock is there in 9th place overall, 5th in class. Alex Yanni just holds it to it. Top 10 place ahead of Montiema on the 600 in 6th, and Preston, Cannons, Elliott, Wells, Coombs, Rees, Driscoll, Barrett and Fruin. Okay, that concludes the second of this weekend's rookie 600.